Thanks for taking the time for joining us. And then there were two. Which I can't remember which one you're with. Is it Kemi?
Ms Badenoch, yeah.
Yeah. Was she lucky to be in the final two?
Well, if you say lucky, I mean, it was a very tight race. So
Wasn't in the end, though, was it? What happened?
Well, it was pretty tight at the end. There was only a few votes separated all three candidates. So, and the voting patterns were a bit unpredictable, it's fair to say. But we thought after the previous round of voting, we were quite confident that Kemi would get there. I'm pleased she has. You know, the two candidates now go forward to the membership. Quite rightly, Jenrick and Ms Badenoch, and let's see who they choose. But I'm supporting Kemi because I think she's bold, she's different, she speaks her mind, and she's relentlessly optimistic for the country and for individuals within it, which I think is what we need. She
slips up, though, doesn't she? This maternity pay comment didn't do her any favours.
Yeah, I mean, I think she misspoke in terms of what she meant. What she was talking about is regulations on businesses, which are too high. And what we're seeing today, of course, is Labour introduced 28 new regulations, which is going to further hit business confidence. That's not me speaking, that's the CBI speaking, the Federation of Small Business speaking, the Institute of Directors speaking. Business confidence is dropping because of these changes, which are being driven by the unions. It's not that Labour has good ideas or has any experience of running a workplace. They're just told what to do by the unions. When the unions say jump, they just say how high.
I'm sure they would say something different if they were here. Talk to me about the fact that Robert Jenrick was on the programme yesterday. He did a late night. His team rang all the stations late night to come on because he was really worried that he wouldn't be in the final two. That proved not to be an issue. When he was sat there yesterday, he said there's always a bit of horse trading at the very end when I asked him about the final ballot. What do you think went on?
You know, I have no idea. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that an MP has said one thing and done another, I guess. I don't mean Rob. I mean, some of the voting patterns were unpredictable, but I was supporting Kemi. I supported all the way through, and to me, she's the right choice. But I really can't speak for my colleagues who might have done something different.
No. A lot of heat on Grant Shapps, who was running the campaign for Cleverly, although he forgot, didn't he, and said Jenrick at one stage.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, he did. You should look it up. It's very interesting. Do you think they've just miscalculated who they were lending votes to?
Possibly. I honestly, Kay, you're there to... I don't. I actually don't care.
Yeah. I can tell.
It's democracy. We've got... our job was to narrow it down to two people. We've got those two people, Rob Jenrick, Kemi Badenoch. And I think it's going to be a refreshing choice. It's going to be a refreshing change, whatever candidate they choose. Well, I don't think... I think, for me, Kemi speaks to people outside the right of the party. She's very direct. She's very clear on issues like women's rights and on things like transgender, in terms of gender changes for children, for example. So she's very strong on cultural issues. But I don't think Kemi's right-wing. That's not my experience of her working for 18 months in the Department of Business and Trade. She was, you know, she let me get on with my job. I don't think I'm known as a right-wing person. I don't think my colleagues in that ministerial team are known as right-wing people. But she let us get on with it and was always respectful of our views, and I think could definitely attract voters back from both the right of our party and the left of our party. People have gone off to Lib Dem and Labour, but also, crucially, the millions of people who actually Conservative voters who didn't vote at all in the last election. I think
for reform.
Yeah, except for potentially from the right of our party, as I say. So we do need to bring people back from reform. I think Kemi can, but also I think she can speak to people who would naturally perhaps be on the left of our party.
Has this all taken too long, this process?
Well, you can argue that, but I think we've got to remember we're looking to present a challenge in 4.5 years' time. Not today. So we've got time to do that. Budget coming up, that's going to be important, and I'm very worried, as I say, declining business confidence.
But who have you got to respond to that?
Well, the date's likely to be the 30th of October. Well, the date of the budget definitely is 30th of October. The date of the announcement of the leadership contest.
You can see what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
the new leader should be in post by then.
I didn't set the timetable. Some people would say that. I would say Rishi Sunak, as the Prime Minister, leader of the opposition, who responds to the Chancellor, will be relishing the opportunity to take Rachel Reeves to task in terms of some of the things she's planning, because these potential changes to business taxation, potential changes, and they have not yet confirmed whether they'll increase national insurance contributions for employers, which would be deeply damaging for jobs and investment. But also these workplace changes are damaging business confidence. We know that's happening today. So not me speaking, it's the business representative organisations, CBI, Federation of Small Businesses have said this will cost jobs. That's not good for our economy.
Thoughts on what's going on with Taylor Swift?
Yeah, you're probably referring to Yvette Cooper's role in that, I guess. Is that what you want to talk about? My kids love Taylor Swift. I'm a big fan myself. I have to be, really. But no, it sounds very strange what's happened there. I mean, and also the judgment around that. To give somebody this security protection, of course, we want to make sure any visit to the UK is properly protected. But this is a billionaire rock star who was given this kind of special treatment in terms of its security detail and these outriders and blue light.
But that was a police decision, that wasn't the government decision.
I don't really know what happened, but what happened at the same time is Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary, got free tickets for Taylor Swift. And
her husband did.
Okay.
We're being absolutely pedantic because I'm sure they're watching at home and the lawyers will be all over it.
There are rules around disclosure, whether that's your husband or a close relative. So there are questions needed to be answered. We need to understand whether there was a disclosure of that to the Permanent Secretary in her department, which is a requirement. So we need transparency just to find out what happened, where it happened. But I think there is a question of judgment around that. You're providing these extraordinary measures to an individual in the UK, and then at the same time accepting a free hospitality gift from that person. It doesn't look right.
Let's see what they say. It's good to see you as always. Thanks very much indeed. Thanks.